Good afternoon. Today we're here to talk about our school budget for the upcoming school year and changes that we will make to the budget to address some other academic problems that we have seen arise so far. So first off, we'll go over our school mission and vision statement. The school's mission and vision statement are stated as with the support of families and the community, we create enrich and diverse pathways that lead our students to success and to ensure every student has a promising and successful future. Some of our objectives here at the school are to hold high expectations for student learning, student social and emotional well-being, dedicate dedicated and a high quality team. So we want our all school stakeholders to be dedicated to the job that they do, and we want to create a high quality team to help students reach their goals. We want to create a positive climate and safe environment for all stakeholders, safe learning environment for students, a positive climate for teachers and all staff members. We want to have efficient operations, and we want to be engaged and invested in the community. So our budget focus through multiple sources, our STAR testing, state testing, our formal and informal assessments of students, and then through parent and student surveys that have been sent out, through all the data that we've collected, we have come across the conclusion that we are showing low scores in reading. This is compared to other scores throughout the district and the state. And then our low reading scores are actually starting to affect our science scores as well. Our school focus is to improve our overall test scores. So we want to really attack our reading scores. If we attack our reading scores and increase our reading scores, that should lead to an increase in our science scores as well. And a couple of ways that we can improve our reading scores are by looking at our reading curriculum, and we want to make sure that our reading curriculum is up to date and it's not outdated. We also want to look at the ways that we are presenting our curriculum to students. We can create test-taking study groups as well as tutoring for our students. And then we want to have before and after school reading programs for our students. So how we decided to use our budget this year, we're looking at scores, our state scores, our STAR rating scores, and lowest scores are going to take precedent. So obviously our rating scores are going to be our number one priority. Again, we want to provide students with the best possible education. We want to make sure that we can reach all learning styles. Students learn differently. Everyone learns differently. So we want to make sure that we can reach all our students. We want to make sure that we are providing our students with all the resources possible to help improve scores. And we also want to take a look at the resources that we're lacking in. We want to be able to provide students with all resources needed, but we as a school may be lacking in some of those resources. So we want to take a look and make sure that we can improve on all our resources. So some new additions that we're going to have to the school would be a before and after school program, a tutoring service. We're going to increase our Title I program. And then again, we're going to take a look at our curriculum and see if there's any new curriculum we can add. Budget cuts. The budget has allotted for $423,000. Because of this budget, there will need to be one teacher that is cut. And it's unfortunate, but again, students are our number one priority. So the teacher position that we are going to cut will be our music instrument teacher. We have two other music teachers. They are willing to take up the music instrument class and teach that part of the music curriculum to students. When looking at all our teachers and all the teachers we have in place and all of our extracurricular our electives that we have for students, it just seemed right to get rid of the music instrument class since we already had 3 music teachers. There's a lot of other electives where we only have one teacher, and if we got rid of that one teacher, then we would have to get rid of that elective as a whole. So again, the reason why we're making these cuts are to allow funding to our before and after school programs and to allow funding for tutoring. We have to be able to pay paraprofessionals, teachers, um, some sort of stipend in order for them to help out with these programs. They're taking time out of their day, taking time away from their families in order to come in early, stay extra to help students. So they need to receive some sort of funding. Again, why these budget cuts? We believe that cutting this teacher position will help in school, will help improve school programs. The funding from that will be dispersed into other programs, so our before and after school program. We're going to need textbooks, computers, and other supplies that'll come with it. We want to make sure that we get proper and adequate tutors. We want our tutors to really make a good connection with our students and really help them reach their full potential. And then again, we're going to have to pay teachers. Teachers are again coming before and after, coming in early, staying later. We're going to need to make sure that they receive some sort of compensation. These changes will put a focus on students and their academic success. Students are always our number one priority, and reaching their full potential is what we want to do. We want them to see academic success. We want them to know what academic success is. And if reading is an area where we're struggling, then we're going to make sure we find a way to reach out to our students and provide them with adequate resources in order for them to see success in the reading subject. How will we continue to make improvements and build off of this? Through the curriculum. We're going to continuously check on our curriculum, and not only in the reading area, but also the other core common subjects, math, science, and social studies. We want to make sure that our curriculums are up to date. If they're outdated, then we need to go and we need to find something that is up to date for our students. The future of the before and after school program. Obviously, we want to. Right now, we're focusing on reading and increasing our reading scores, but in the future, we would like to offer an after school program or a before school program to all grade levels of all subjects. If you need help in science, we want to give you the opportunity to come in before or after school and receive help in science. If it's math, whatever it may be, we want everyone to be able to come in before or after school and have help in a subject area that they may need help in. And also, if we're able to create this before and after school program, this should in turn help our attendance rates, as parents will be able to drop their kids off earlier and pick their kids up later, as this may work towards their own schedules. The parents have busy lives. We want to make sure that we give parents an opportunity to get their child to school in a convenient manner for them, because we would like to see our attendance numbers increase as well, and we believe that this can help our attendance numbers. When we look at our school technology and data systems, we need to provide students with proper technology, computers, computer websites, such as IXL, Edmentum. We want to be able to make sure that our students have opportunities to have other opportunities to learn whatever subject may be outside of just using a whiteboard, reading out of a textbook. We want to make sure learning is fun for our students, and we want them engaged. And these are ways that we feel we can get students engaged. And then, data systems, we want to be able to store data correctly and properly and securely. We don't want any of our data to get out. We want to make sure that our students know that their test scores are safe. And we want that data to be accessible only to our teachers, so that our teachers can take a look at the data and base the way that they approach subjects off of the data that we have collected. Again, how we manage a teacher cut. We're cutting one teacher, our musical instrument teacher. Again, we've talked to the music teachers. They are on board with this. They understand. The two other music teachers will take over the class load of the musical instrumental class. When looking at our enrollment numbers, they are a little bit lower in the musical instrumental class. We can be, again, 1 to 2 musical instrument classes will be offered each semester based on our enrollment numbers. But when talking to our other 2 music teachers, they are on board. They are okay with taking over those 1 to 2 extra classes. So that is the route that we went. And then we're talking about managing our before and after school programs. We're going to check them periodically at the end of each semester is our goal to see how they're doing. We want to get feedback from students, we want to get feedback from parents, we want to get feedback from the individuals that are working the before and after school programs and see how they feel that the programs are going. And we're also going to take a look at test scores. If test scores are improving, then awesome. We're going to keep the before and after school program the way that it is. If we're seeing a decrease in test scores or test scores are staying relatively the same, then we're going to take a look at that before and after school program and see if there's any adjustments that we can make to help increase our test scores. And finally, our purpose and focus. And I've said this once, I'll say this many times: students are always our number one priority. They always will be. We want to be able to reach all learning styles. And we want to make sure that all students are improving. It's not only the students that may be lacking in test scores. We want to make sure that all of our students are improving throughout the entire school. Even if it's little improvements here and there, as long as our students are improving, that means that students are receiving the educational content we are delivering to them, and they are taking off with it, and they are making improvements as they go. And when we look at improving our test scores, we want to make sure that our test scores will either be on track with the district or be better than the overall district average when it comes to test scores. We want to try to be top in our district. That's our goal. We want to strive to be the best in our district. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. Otherwise, thank you and have a good night.